the story of Minecraft's first player. He had been stuck in a black eternity for years, maybe even decades. But one day, something, he didn't know what, appeared behind him. He stared at it for a few minutes, wondering what it was. Float the lever once, up, and float it again. He was in a very colourful world, with ferns everywhere and greenery all around him. There was a cow, a sheep probably nearby, and it was the most beautiful thing he'd seen. Then he saw what he had really been trapped inside of this whole time. A black box made entirely of concrete, inescapable from even some magicians, I don't know the names. After a few miles of walking through the forest and boringness, he found a load of bees. Right next to that was a beautiful village and a horse with its baby. That might be a donkey or a mule. But in the comments, shut up. He walked into this village and saw that it was beautiful that he'd actually seen some people. He found these village people with long noses and wondered who they were. There was pigs and there was houses and it was amazing. There was even cows and this big iron thing. There was even bells and even a stone mason and some nitwits. Everyone hates nitwits. One of the villagers taught him how to craft things. They told him to go over to a tree and chop it down. He had literally no idea what a tree even was, so the people told him and he decided to go and punch a tree. He collected the wood and then he said to open up your inventory. He said, "What's an inventory?" Then he answered, "You'll see." He pressed the button and it opened this. Don't mind the crafting table, the black wool and the locator map and the lever. Don't forget that. That's just that. That's just there. That's no reason there. He seemed to know exactly how to turn them all into planks. Then he had the planks in his hand and wondered, what does he do now? But then he found out that he can put 4 in a shape like this and take the rest away to create something that the villagers called a crafting table, but he decided to be known as a workbench. That's right. The villager was very happy with him. At the time, I don't know how, but he knew exactly how to make some sticks. But then he decided to go and mine a tiny bit more wood to get the right amount to build a new item that the villagers never knew even existed back then, in the old days of the villagers. He created something that he called the sword. The sword. The villagers called it a sword, so that would make it easier for them. Then he went out collecting even more wood to create even more tools that he could make himself. Like what he used to call the pickaxe, which many people use today. After he had finally crafted all of the tools that he called the axe, the sword, the pickaxe, the wooden hoe and the shovel. And they all did different things, like fighting things, getting meat, chopping trees, getting dirt, and he was finding new wildlife every day around the village. It was the most amazing thing he'd seen ever, as he was living in a black box before this moment even happened. One day he tried to see what the farmer was up up to, and the farmer taught him all of the stuff about farming. Yes. And then he listened to every single bit of it. He got mad sometimes, like at that point right there, where sometimes he hit the villager instead. But as you can see, the villager was helping him along the way. Anything he did, whatever he did. The villager didn't mind if he got it wrong. He just helped. As you can see, he was helping. It was a very wonderful bond between the farmer and the player. Then he decided to go back to his crafting table for a minute, or maybe get some wood to get a new one, because he said he may be moving in with the farmer. So he made himself a crafting table and made some food for the village. He made 2 hay bales and 3 bread, which is amazing. So he put the hay bales with the cows, which he found earlier that day when he moved into the village. But he lost them. Don't worry, he'll find them at some point. Sad times, he hasn't found them yet. Okay, let's move on. One day it started raining, so he decided to do something that he liked to call mining, where he dug underground with his shovel. And then he got to a new thing that he called stone. Then he heard a wolf. And then he didn't mind. So then he did something called mining, where he mined the stone with his pickaxe. The thing is, he had literally no idea what he was doing, so he decided to go back up. And he got some stone out of it. So he decided to go up to the surface, and he found a dog. He left it, because he had no bones. So then he decided to craft another pickaxe. But this time it was a better pickaxe, known as the stone pickaxe, as what he was using before was the wood pickaxe. And then it just escalated from there. He went mining again. Then he decided he was going to get some iron. And then diamonds. And then netherite. And it all escalated from there. So that was the story of the first Minecraft player.